Good morning, students. Dear students, today we are going to learn a new lesson, and the name of the lesson is A Bicycle in Good Repair. A Bicycle in Good Repair, written by Jairam K. Jairam. The writer of the lesson is Jairam K. Jairam. Okay, let's know before you read. If you wish to go on a long bicycle ride, the bicycle should be in a good condition. Is it not? So if you want to ride a bicycle, the bicycle should be in a good condition because you want to go for a long ride. Okay? If possible, an expert mechanic should overhaul it. World mechanically ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಗೋಬೇಕು. So he can overhaul it means he can try to check it and find out what are the things needed to be done and to get fit cycle. Okay? A healthy and fit cycle. Okay, but what happens if the machine has a will of its own and the mechanical knows next to nothing? But if then the machine has its own will and sometimes the mechanical doesn't get or can make his achievement on that machines, and if the machine starts giving some problems or troublesome on the way, then even sometimes mechanical also fails to give the right input for the mechanization or for the equipments. So let's see what happens in the lesson A Bicycle in Good Repair. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಆ ಮಷೀನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆ ಮಷೀನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆಯನ್ನು ಬರ್ತವೆ. So let us know about the lesson A Bicycle in Good Repair. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ bicycle. So with the right person. A man I knew proposed one evening we should go for a long bicycle ride together on the following day. So I was knowing the man who proposed one evening we should go for a long bicycle ride, and he proposed me that we will go for a long bicycle ride. Okay? And togetherly on the following day. And on a following day only we all will be going on that particular day for a long ride. And I agreed. And I too said yes, okay, let's go for a ride. I got up early. And I got up very early in the morning. For me, I made an effort. So I tried to put my efforts and was pleased with myself. And I was pleased with myself means getting ready and very much excited and enthusiastic to go for a long ride on a bicycle. Okay, let's see then what happens. He came half an hour late. And that man who had told he came half an hour late. I was waiting for him in the garden. And I was waiting for him in the garden. It was a lovely day, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ದಿನ ಇತ್ತು. He said, that is good looking machine of yours. So he said for me, that is good looking machine of yours. Good looking machine means a good bicycle. How does it run? ಹೇಗೆ ಓಡುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ bicycle? Oh, like most of them. I think like most of them as how they have their bicycles and they run. I answered normally like all other bicycles. Easily enough in the morning. And this was easily enough in the morning to ride and all. Goes a little stiffly after lunch, and after lunch it goes bit stiff, bit slow. He caught hold of it by the front wheel and the fork. So he caught hold of it by the front wheel. So he caught the front wheel and the fork. Fork, you know, the device which is used, and shook it violently to see if there is a bearing ball inside or no, or whether the balls are fallen. Then the bearing ball has to be added. I said, don't do that, he will hurt it. Okay? ಹಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಹುದು, ಗಾಯ ಆಗ್ಬಹುದು. I do not see why he should shake it. Okay? ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ why he is shaking the front wheel and all. It had not done anything to him. ಆದ್ರೂ ಅದೇನೂ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವನಿಗೆ ನನಗೆ. Still he was shaking and trying to see. Besides, if it wanted shaking, I was the proper person to shake it. And suppose it wanted to shake, I was the right person, I would have shaken it. Or shook it, not shake it, shook it. I felt much as I should had he started whacking my dog. So I started to feel as much as I should had he started whacking my dog. Whacking, beating, striking. Okay, beating or striking, as if beating or striking my dog. So as how if a dog does noise and all, I keep beating, patting and all like that, he started to do with my bicycle. He said, his front wheel wobbles. Okay, ಮುಂದಿನ ಗಾಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ wobble. Moves unsteadily from side to side. So it is moving in a wrong directions. It is not moving straight. It is moving in a zigzag. So it has got bend somewhere. ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ bend ಆಗಿದೆ. I said it doesn't if you don't wobble it. So if you wobble it, it will get wobble. Otherwise, it doesn't wobble. ನೀವು ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಹಾಗಾಗತ್ತೆ. It is not having any bend and all. I said. I didn't. It didn't wobble as a matter of fact, and it was really a matter of fact. ಅದು ಸತ್ಯ ಇತ್ತು. It had not wobbled. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದು ಬೆಂಡು ಇದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ. Nothing worth calling a wobble. Nothing worth calling a wobble. No way saying a wobble to it. It was not a wobble. Okay, wobble means moving unsteadily from side to side. He said, "This is dangerous. Have you got a hammer?" ಇದು ಭಾರಿ ಡೇಂಜರ್ ರೀ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಪೆಟ್ಟಾಗಿದೆಯಾ do you have a hammer hammer means which will be taken and beat okay I got to have been firm but I thought that perhaps he really did know something about the business and I ought to have been firm then I thought I should be firm now he may make a problem with my cycle and beating with a hammer and all he may bring my cycle into some different shape and size and may turn into a wobble in reality. So he may not be knowing something about his business or about his types of working. He will be less knowledgeable. I went to the tool shed to see what I could find. When I went to the tool shed to find what is possible there. When I came back, he was sitting on the ground with the front wheel between his legs. And when I came from the room, I could see what the person sitting with the cycle wheel in two legs. And what he's doing, let's see. He was playing with it. Oh, he's playing with the wheel and twiddling it round between his fingers. And he's trying to twiddle. Twiddle means turning with the fingers. Round, round, round. Okay, with the help of fingers. The remnant of the machine was lying on the gravel path beside him. Remnant, the remaining part. Okay, of the machine was lying there. On the gravel path. On the ground. Beside there only. All other remaining whatever the tools are there, loose particles. He said, it looks to me as if the bearings were all wrong. Then he said to me, the ball bearings are wrong in a position. Okay, and I think that has to be corrected. Bearings means ball bearings, small metallic balls, ball bearings. I said, don't you trouble about it anymore. Then I said, please don't take more trouble about it and you don't trouble anymore. You will make yourself tired and you will get tired yourself. Please don't do all those things now. Let us put it back and get off. So please, as how it was, let us connect them, join, fit them and move back to our work. Okay. He said, we may as well see what is the matter with it. So we can see what is the matter actually with it, what has happened to it. Now it is out. Now anyhow it is out, we have opened it. He talked as though it had dropped out by accident. He said as if it is as if it has been faced with a great accident and the things have been broken, etc., etc. But he himself has opened all the things. Before I could stop him, he had unscrewed something somewhere. Stop ಮಾಡೋ ಮುಂಚೆ I could come to know he has even not screwed also. He has not made a tight also the screws and all. Some were loose. And out rolled all over the path some dozen or so little balls. And slowly what happened on the road, all the little balls, bearings and all, they fall out on the road and they rushed rolling. Catch them, he shouted, he said, catch them, catch them. And to catch whom? To catch the rolling balls, that is ball bearings. We mustn't lose any of them, so we should not lose any bearing balls. He was quite excited about them and then he was very much excited and enthusiastic about that. We grovelled round for half an hour and then after we were grovelling, searching here and there and trying to find out for half an hour. He said he hoped we had got them all and he said, I hope that we have got all the material and the ball bearings because if not it would make a serious difference to the machines and if we have not received all the particles then the machine will make a difference and definitely troublesome other problems. I put them for safety in my hat and this is how I kept in my hat safety. Okay, it was not a sensible thing to do, I admit. So it was not a sensible thing. So whatever he was doing, that sense of knowledge was not being found. It was not a sensual. It was a senseless. Okay, that knowledge was not being found with him, I admit, and he was not a perfect mechanic. This is all about the part 1, that is of a bicycle in good manner or bicycle in a good repair. Fine. So let's come to the next part, that is part 2. bicycles in a good repair. He then said that while he was about it, he would see to the chain for me. Later, when he was out there, he was searching for the chain which has been tied to the one wheel to another wheel and a pedals. When you pedal it, they will pull the wheels. Okay, done and started and at once began taking off the gear case and he started to look for the gear case. Okay, gear case ball. I did try to dissuade him for that. So I did try to dissuade. I was forcing him so not to do all that. I told him what an experienced friend of mine once said to me solemnly. So I also started to tell him one of my experienced friend had told me a narration about a cycle and his experience. If anything goes wrong with your gear case, sell the machine and buy a new one. It comes cheaper. So he had told, if anything goes wrong with the gear case, you sell that gear case machine and you may get a gear case in a very cheaper one, new one you can put it or you can switch on a new one. He said, people talk like that who understand nothing about machines. Nothing is easier than taking off a gear case. And that fellow said immediately, people keep on talking like that as how they have no knowledge about it. Okay? And what they say is that nothing is easier than taking off a gear case. So nothing is as easy to remove the gear case. Okay? So it will be very important for the machines. I had to confess he was right. So I admitted that he was a right man. In less than 5 minutes, he had the gear case in two pieces. And within 5 minutes, he had two pieces of a gear case lying on the path. They were lying on the path, means laid on the ground, and was groveling for screws. And then after he was groveling for screws, searching for screws and fitting for them. Then he said it was always a mystery to him the way screws disappeared. And so this is a mystery in his life that many a times the screws are loosed or the screws are lost by him and he has to keep on searching the screws. Common sense continued to whisper to me. So this is how the common sense started to whisper in my ear. Whisper means making me to get alert or aware. Stop him before he does any more mischief. So I thought to make him now stop because it is going to be a troublesome or a problem for me or it's going to be a mischief. You have a right to protect your own property from the ravages of a lunatic. So you have a right to stop the ravages, that is damages. A person, somebody is making damage and is not a mechanical person or he is a not knowledgeable. We can stop him from ravages, that is from damages. Of a lunatic, a mad person who doesn't know where to fit what and all. Take him by the scruff of the neck and kick him out of the gate. So what he can do on the other hand, take him by the scruff, okay, catch him with his shoulder or a collar and then kick him out of the gate and kick him out of the gate, make him to throw out of the gate and let him move. But I am a weak when it comes to hurting other people's feelings. So I am very weak in this matter. I doesn't like to hurt anyone's feelings or anyone's mind. And I let him muddle on. And I just left him muddle on. Muddle, mix up the things. He was mixing the things here and there. He was not getting where the thing wished to be fit up. Okay? Or properly set up. He gave up looking for the rest of the screws. So he was looking for other screws. And then he said screws had a knack of turning up when you least expect them. So they have a very knack to keep on turning. And then now he would see to the chain. And then after he started to see the chains. Now what is now? He tightened it till it would not move. He tightened the chain till it would not move. Next he loosened it until it was twice as loose as it was before. And again he made the chain loose. And it was twice loose as it was in the before. He said we had better think about getting the front wheel back into its place again. Again he thought that the front wheel should go to the back place and the back position wheel should come front. So this was his mechanical work which was seen by the boy. I held the fork open and then after he took the device openly and he worried with the wheel. And he was worried with the wheel. Wheel means the cycle wheel. At the end of 10 minutes I suggested he should hold the fork. And last 10 minutes he said he suggested that is to hold the fork and I should handle the wheel. And he said that I will handle the wheel. And we changed the places. And this is how we changed the places of the wheels. At length, we did get the thing into position. And after a long time, we got certain things in a position. And the moment it was in position, he burst out laughing. And as out it was being in a position in a right form, then he started laughing like a devil and burst out with a big laugh. I said, "What's the joke?" He said, "Well, I am an ass." And he said, "I am an ass." Ass means I am a donkey. It was the first thing he had said that made me respect him. And it was the first time that man, he himself admitted, "I am a donkey or I am a fool." And this made me to respect him because he has admitted his mistakes. I asked him what had led him to discover. So, what made you to discover in this bicycle? What new thing you have discovered? Then he said, "We have forgotten the balls. We had forgotten the ball bearings or the balls." I looked for my hat. It was lying topsy turvy in the middle of the path. And I was looking to my hat, which was fallen on the ground. It was looking topsy, the top bottom on the down part, and in that some balls, some screws, etc. was kept, and some dirty, oily things, black color grease was being put, and it was in a very odd looking form. Okay, and I asked him what had led him to discovery. So sorry. So this is how we can see. He was of cheerful disposition, and he was in a very cheerful disposition. Means he was in a very laughing and excited mood, happy mood. He said, "Well, we must put back all what we can find and trust to providence." So now whatever the things are falling lying here and there, we must put them back and fit it to the providence in a right manner. Okay, topsy turvy, upside down here and there. Upside has become down, downside has become up, some things are fallen there, grease, this, that, and the oil has put upon the hat has become dirty. We found 11. Now what is that 11? We fixed the 6 on one side and 5 on the other side, and half an hour later the wheel was in its place again. So 11 balls were found, one side in the wheel, 5 were being put up in the one handle, and the next backside cushion, it was a 6 in one wheel. So this is how the ball bearings were being put up. It need hardly to be added that it really did wobble now. So hardly it has to be added. Now it started to wobble. Wobble means in a wrong way. It was bending and seeing something in a different manner. The child might have noticed it, and the child came to know this. It is wobbled now. It has bent and not having the proper turnings. He said it would do for the present. So anyhow now in the present it is going to do that wobbling. It is not going to run straight, but it is going to be in a wobbling, in a zigzag positions because of bendings. I said, "Watching you do this is of a real use to me." I was watching you, but doing this is of a real use for me. And it is not only your skill that fascinates me, it is your cheery confidence in yourself. Not only your skills fascinates me or attracts me, even your cheerful confidence, your laughing face also makes in yourself to me to see, and that confidence build up in you. Your inexplicable hopefulness. Inexplicable means that can't be explained, mysterious. It is a mysterious efforts which you have done. Okay, and hopefulness and having lot of hopes. That does me good and that tells me very good. No, nothing knowing about ABC from the bicycle, but since you have tried everything like a circus from top to bottom and bottom to top, from back to front and from front to back, and tried your best, but you did not give up. That was very important for me. Okay, and I could learn that. Thus encouraged, he set to work to refix the gear case. And this is how we encouraged that man, and then the gear case was to be fixed up. He stood the bicycle against the house, and then the bicycle was stood against the house, opposite to house, and worked from the offside, and started to work from the offside in the shelter. Then he stood it against a tree. Then he kept the cycle against the tree, and worked from the on side, and started to work continuously on side. Then I held it for him, and I was also holding for some time whenever it was required for him. Sometimes it takes two people's work, and that one person was doing. While he lay on the ground with his head between the wheels and worked at it from below. So he was laying on the ground and walking, peeping and laying his head below and making the wheels work. Okay, and worked at it from the below level, top level, and dropped oil upon himself. And even the oil was fallen on him, as well as he put the wheel to the wheels, oil to the wheels, greasing to the chains, etc. Then he took it away from me, and lastly he took away the bicycle from me and doubled himself across to it till he lost his balance and slid over onto his head. And he started to keep on doing the work continuously, and it got imbalanced, and the cycle had to fall on him and slid over onto his head, and the cycle had to fall on his head. Okay, slid off on side means off side is that side, that field which is the batsman is facing to receive the ball. On side is the opposite that of the batsman, that is to the bowler end. Okay, this is how it is said, and the cycle fall on his head. Then he lost his temper and tried bullying. Then after he lost his temper and tried bullying. Bullying means to make purposely ragging, etc. The things, try to put the things here and there, got angry on the things and all. The bicycle, I was glad to see, but I was glad to see the bicycle showed a spirit, and that could show some spirit. And the subsequent proceedings degenerated into little else than a rough and tumble fight. And subsequent proceedings, continuously making here and there, trying to fix and all the things degenerating and to generate rough and tumble fight between him and the machine. And there was a great fight between him and the machine. Doesn't know where to put and all, tried everywhere, where it gets fit, lastly tried to fit over there with no knowledge. One moment the bicycle would be on the gravel path, one time it would be on the ground, and on the another time it will be in his hand or on his head somewhere here and there, or he is lying down the cycle. And he on top of it, and sometimes he is on the top of the cycle. The next position would be reversed, or sometime next the cycle on him and he is on the below the cycle. He on the gravel path, the bicycle on him, and he is on the ground and bicycle on him. So these all things he could see and was very exciting. Now he would be standing flushed with victory, and lastly he could stand with a victory. The bicycle firmly fixed between his legs. Lastly, between two legs, he tried to put up and fix up the bicycle parts and all the spare parts and fix the bicycle. But his trump would be short-lived. But his victory was a short-lived. A ಯಶವನ್ನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಆದರೂ it was a very short, okay, for short period. By a sudden quick movement, it would free itself and turning upon him. So between a sudden quick position, what happened? Again, the things is to fall and roll and quickly take advantage and what you can say dominate on him. Dominate means to stand on him. Okay, and the person is to get tired. Again, is to keep on doing. And turning upon him, he hit him sharply over the head with one of his handles, and he got even hurt with one of the handle on his head. This is all about the mechanical man. At a quarter to one, dirty and disheveled, cut and bleeding. And after a quarter of hour, what you can see is the dirty clothes, dirty things and all, disheveled, certain things broken and all, and cut and bleeding. Something he got wound, cuttings, etc. All these things he could see. He said, I think that will do, and rose and wiped his brow. And that will do is to say, again is to wipe this, that and all, rose his brow and all, and get turning into black and dirty, and also with cuts and wounds. The bicycle looked as if it also had enough of it. Even the bicycle also used to look as same. Dirty, colored with black, this, that, etc., muddy or oily. Which had received most punishment, it would have been difficult to say, and has received a punishment from him, which is difficult to say. Okay. I took him into the back kitchen where, so far as was possible, he cleaned himself. And again, I took him to the back of the kitchen, to the room, and he could get cleaned himself. And then I sent him home. And lastly, I told him, please to go home. This is how all about the mechanical person and about well-known mechanical we want, bicycle in a good repair. How a bicycle should be done, a good repair. So we should know the right mechanical who can do it and work on it. Okay, that's more important. Simply if you call anybody else or XYZ person, it won't work. Okay, this is all about your lesson written by Jerome K. Jerome. Okay, then you can have also some prefix and suffixes. Okay, prefixes and suffixes are there. Prefix means before the word you have to add, suffix means after the word. Courage, N plus courage, encourage, that is called prefix. Weak plus N, weaken, that is prefix. Okay, En has come front, En has come back. Weak plus En, weaken, that is suffix. ಶಬ್ದದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್, ಶಬ್ದದ ಮುಂಚೆ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್. ಎನ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕರೇಜ್, ಇ ಎನ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕರೇಜ್, ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್, ಇದೇನೋ ಪ್ರಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್, ಶಬ್ದದ ಮುಂದೆ ಇ ಎನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅಥವಾ ವೀಕ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇ ಎನ್, ವೀಕ್ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಇ ಎನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ವೀಕನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇನಾದ್ರೆ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ನೋ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್. ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ prefix, N plus courage. Barren, bar plus En, barren, suffix. Fasten, fast plus En, suffix, fasten. Even, okay. U plus N, U plus N, even the ghटने, occasion. Okay, U plus N, even, suffix. Dampen, damp plus En, suffix. Endanger, N plus danger, endanger, prefix. Enclose, N plus close, enclose, prefix. Enable, N plus able, enable, prefix. Listen, least plus En, suffix. Soften, SOFT plus EN, suffix soften. Weak plus EN, WEAK, weak plus EN, weaken, suffix. Enclave, ENCLAVE, N plus clave, enclave, prefix. So this is known as a prefix and suffix, which we have learned from this lesson, okay, or behind the text. I hope you have understood the lesson thoroughly. A bicycle in a good repair. Okay, read the lesson. Try to form prefix and suffix with the help of other words or with other syllable, and also read the lesson and try to find out the notes on your own and update yourself. Then let's see you in the next class. See you then. Bye bye.